Welcome back here to Dick's Sporting Goods Park. Jeff Williams for CoachesAid.com. Continued coverage of the 2014 FIL World Lacrosse Championships. Day 7 underway. We've been at it a week. It hardly seems like it. It's gone by pretty fast. We're now making our way toward championship rounds. We're here on field number 4 with you this morning, getting set for this matchup between Russia and Spain. So the teams will take to the field for their exchange of pregame pleasantries. Of note, absent from the Russian squad, the Kashansky brothers, who big part of what Russia does. So we'll see how they fare without Nick Kashansky in particular, one of their they're better, really, I guess you'd say, offensive players. Nick, student at University of Notre Dame. But Nick set out a game the other day. He looked like maybe a little injured, banged up. But today, both Nick and brother Will Kashansky are noticeably absent from this Russian squad. So we'll get set to square off here in the face-off. Russia will be wearing the white jersey with the red sleeves, red numbers. Spain will be wearing black with the black letters. Thankfully, there's some reddish gold, orange looking outline around the number so you can see what it is. They're rather difficult to see though with Spain, so bear with me. I'll be relying on the spotters and second looks to make sure that I get the number correct. Russia comes away with the opening face, and they'll go on the attack. This is Friedman, number 8. Jordan, another young man to keep your eye on, 20 years old. Nicholas at Colgate University. Check that. Jordan Freeman at Colgate University. That's right. I got it right the second time. Number 21, Alvaro Cusero, in the goal for the Spaniards. As they try to clear it. Ball's on the ground. Still on the ground. Now back to midfield as Spain scoops it up and kicks it on further. De La Casa, number 7, with it now. As they do get the clear, and he goes charging in at the Russian goaltender is Ray Zimlin, number 9. We've seen Ray put down the goalie stick in the last matchup I called with Russia and pick up a short stick and go play some midfield for Russia. So he's in goal, but multifaceted, Ray Zimlin. Number 99, that's Villadero. He's another youngster for this Spanish squad to keep your eye on. Just 18 years old. Ryan had a pretty good tournament thus far. On the far wing there for Spain, moving it back out to the point. This is Nacho Farjas, number 12. To the near wing, this is Villadero. He's stalking this Russian defense, looking for an angle. And now he'll head toward the net. Giving it up. Good centering pass there. The shot good off the stick of Danny DeBono. Number 34 for Spain. So Spain draws first blood. Apologize for that. As I trip over my cables here and make a lot of static in everybody's ear. So to the face-off we go. Good scrum going now. Spain kicks it into the Russian attack zone. Still loose, though. And Zimlin The Russian netminder comes out. He tries to scoop it up, and no luck there as this goes out of bounds on the end line. And that will be Russia. So Russia will get credit for the face-off win, even though it just got kicked all the way down the field. Nikolai Yefimov, big number 40, one of the longer defenders in the tournament. Certainly one of the taller defenders for Russia. Yefimov struggling there, trying to get it out and clear it. Finally able to give it up to a teammate. He mishandles it. Now Zimlin out in front of the goal to play it. Travis Karpak. Travis plays for the Chicago Outlaws when he's not playing for Team Russia. Got a whistle here. Spain gonna have it as it's set for play again. Ian Rodriguez, number 17, he gives it up to Larraz. Diego Larraz Ramirez. Number 6, this is Farhas, however. Number 12, Nacho charging hard, looking for an angle, can't find it. He gives it up behind the net. Now back around, picked off. Now the Russian defense. This is number 24, charging hard back the other way. That's Eugene Arkhipov. Eugene, another one of the other youngsters. Well, I wouldn't say, I guess Eugene's not a youngster, 27 years of age. But an intricate part of what Russia likes to do offensively. And here's Friedman with the long pole, charging hard. He gives it up behind the net. And a centering pass there to big number 42, Alexander Zarubin. So Zarubin gets Russia on the board to even things up here. Had a goal apiece. To the face-off we'll go. This will be number 13 for Russia. That's Severyohin. No one really controlling this and still on the ground as this is Daryl Hunter. He steps in, scoops it up with the long pole. Daryl, the last game I did for Spain, had a broken stick and then a pretty severe meltdown that ended in him doing some penalty minutes. And could have, he's actually quite fortunate it didn't end up in an expulsion from the game, because it was a pretty brutal meltdown. Spain with it again in the attacking zone. This is number 5, David, on the near wing. He gives it back to DeBono and back to the point to Villadero. DeBono had rotated around. He gets it back. Here's a one down low to the near corner. Good effort there from number 7 for Spain, Danny De La Casa. Danny from his knees tried to slip that around the knees of Zimlin. Unsuccessful, but you have to admire the effort. As he was falling down, still trying to make a play. And now Russia will try to clear. Travis Karpak to number 29 with it. And Travis will clear it as he gives it up. Now it's picked off the pass there. He was trying to get it to Dmitry Khamin. Couldn't get it there, and Hunter stuck his stick in the way. Now loose again, and Hunter will get credit for the ground ball here. As gets his stick jarred, and this number 2 Zachary Cowan. Zachary Cowan of note here for Denver folks, as he's a Kent Denver product. Whistle here. Kent Denver, one of the powerhouses in high school lacrosse here in the Colorado area. So Spain able to clear to get it into the attacking zone, and they'll start to work it around as it's Villadero, Faras at the point. Back in behind the goal they go. And we've got a whistle. Is that on this field or is that the adjacent field? It must be the adjacent field because they're going to keep playing here. Villadero. We haven't really seen much in the way of aggressiveness out of Villadero. A guy that's for Spain. There's a shot from Faras, goes wide and to the near side here, but back to my thoughts on Villadero, a guy that typically likes to really tuck that shoulder and charge the net. We've got to see that from him yet today. This is Pablo Dejaro, number 18. Sorry, Pablo Castro. My mistake. Nacho Faras with it. He gives it back to Villadero. And Friedman for Russia rides the Spanish attacker to the ground and forces the turnover. We'll have some substitutions here. Russia will try to clear it, and that's Friedman with it on the far side at midfield. Across midfield is Friedman. And he'll give it back to Arkhipov, number 24. Some more substitutions will be made as Friedman will come off, and Severikin will come in. Here's Arkhipov charging hard. He gives it up to, he had a guy open for a moment, but only a moment. And that person that was open was, I believe, Zachary Cowan. But he was bumped off by the Spanish defense, and Russia will maintain possession. This is Riedkin, number 7. You'll see Nicholas on the face-off for Russia quite a bit, at least we have throughout this tournament. Riedkin back to Arkhipov. Arkhipov looking to dance. Can't find anything as Daryl Hunter right there with him every step of the way. This is number 11, Alec Tilley, circling here to the near wing, and he'll take it down into the near corner and work his way back in behind the goal. Looking for some help. Cowan fakes the pass, but he'll hang on to it on the far wing. Arkhipov now back to the point. He'll give it up to Riedkin. Riedkin will charge now. Nicholas looking for some help. Centering pass is off the mark, intended for Severikin. And out of play, Spanish ball. 1-1 here early on, 7 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Again, these teams fighting for their lives at this point, trying to stay alive and advance into the tournament. DeBono with it now. Villadero will come on. Shot there fired from the near wing by number 6. That's Jimenez. Check that. That was not number 6 Jimenez. It was number 23 Jimenez. Russia trying to clear. And this is Hameen, who gets bumped off the ball. It's scooped up by Daryl Hunter. And he gives it away to Villadero at midfield. Spain will go back on the attack at the point. Oh, now this is number 18 for Spain, Pablo Castro. Pablo gives it up. And the pass there, I don't believe Ryan Villadero understood that pass was intended for him. He lets it go and it rolls out of bounds. So we'll have a turnover, unforced error there on the Russians. Now the ball loose as Russia unable to get it in bounds. Now scooped up by Jordan Friedman. Friedman charging into the attacking zone on the near corner. Pulls it out, looks for help. He's got Cowan in the area. But he's going to try and take it himself as he works his way in behind the goal. Looking for help. Now he finally gives it up in the far corner. It's Alec Tilley. Tilley looking for room. Hounded by the Spanish defense. We'll have a timeout as Dimitri Khamin was charging hard there. While we've got a moment during this timeout, Russia again taking the timeout. Tell you about some of our fantastic sponsors. Groove, Toyota, Subaru, Mazda, and Ford. They're located in Inglewood and Centennial. Also 24/7 at grooveauto.com. Experience the power of yes at Groove Auto. Also Applebee's for those who hunger that for real. Applebee's is a favorite neighborhood restaurant where you can come as you are to connect with those that are important in your life over food and beverages that you love every day. So stop in today. Enjoy the freshest flavors this side of the neighborhood. Big thanks to Applebee's and Groove for helping us to bring this incredible event to you. It really has been a lot of fun. I've been here since last Friday, so working on a full week straight here at Dick's Sporting Goods Park, and I have enjoyed nearly every single minute of it. There was a couple of nasty rainstorms I could have done without last weekend, but for the most part, this has been a very enjoyable experience. A lot of fun getting the opportunity to see these teams from 38 different nations coming together here in Commerce City to crown a world champion, which will be done again Saturday afternoon in the big stadium, Dick's Sporting Goods Park. Spain they've had enough time out. They're ready to get back after here, waiting for Russia to break their huddles. And they do. 5 minutes and 3 seconds remaining here in the first quarter in a pretty tight game. 1-1. You can't help but think that having had the opportunity to call a couple of games that both of these teams have played in, I really would have thought that that Russia would have probably been the favorite in this one. But with the Shansky brothers out and not here, it certainly hurts Russia's chances. It makes them a little bit of a weaker team. But credit to Spain, playing hard and giving up a lot of size to this Russian squad. As this is Daryl Hunter charging hard on the turnover. He gives it up. And there's a pass from De La Casa to number 35. There's a name we haven't called for Spain just yet. That's David Ugurin. Sorry, John Ugurin. So De La Casa with the assist on the Ugurin goal. Spain on top, 1-0 or 2-0, 2-1. I'll figure out the right score eventually. So Fernando Martinez on the face-off there. It's poked away by Nicholas Riedkin. Redkin comes away with it eventually, gives it up to Friedman at the point. At midfield. And now Jordan will go on the attack. And that one poked at by the Spanish defense. And as a result, Friedman's underhanded pass attempt goes high and out of bounds. This is Cowan in the far corner, number 2 for Russia. He'll work his way back in behind the goal. And there was a pass, a good centering pass there from Cowan to Zarubin, but couldn't handle it. And now a ball on the ground, and Jordan Friedman going to scoop it up for Russia. So Spain unable to clear. Jordan Friedman with the ground ball. There's a great pass from Friedman, and I believe Cowan may have gone behind the back. They're going to wave it off and say that Zachary Cowan was in the crease. He was a little too tight to the goal there. Great attempt, though. You got to like the way Russia was moving the ball there. So after the turnover on the infraction, will be Spain, but they're going to give it right back as this one comes all the way across the midfield. And Zarubin. Now again in that far corner, that's number 2, Zachary Cowan, and we're going to see some flags fly here as the Spanish defender may have gotten a bit overzealous. Bear with us, I can't see that far away to see who that is on the Spanish jerseys. Are hard to see unless you're relatively close. That's number 16. He's going to do some time in the naughty chair, I believe. And I don't have a name for number 16. And also not sporting a name on the back of his jersey. So we're just going to have to refer to him as number 16. There's going to be a bit of overzealous check there from Dmitry Kamin. So Russia on the penalty turns it right back over, and the penalty has expired as 16's time is up, and Villadero will charge on in his stead. And this is Crucero, the Spanish goaltender, trying to get things going here. As there's a pass ahead. Alec Tilley for Russia able to get a stick on him but couldn't handle it, and Spain maintains possession. DeBona, number 34, has it for Spain, having just checked into the game. He'll work it on that far wing, trying to find an angle. Couldn't find it. Give it back to the point. That's Ryan Villadero. Ryan's pass to Igurin is a good pass, but Igurin misses wide to the far side, and that's going to do it for the first quarter. So we'll head to the first break here. Spain on top of Russia, 2-1. Stick around. We got the second quarter action headed your way right here on CoachesAid.com.
Is it possible Applebee's new entrees are full of flavor and under 550 calories each?
I'll believe it when I taste it. I believe it!
I can dig it! Okay, a bit of an overreaction, but what now? The old great taste under 550 calories flash mob bit. Yeesh. The new Zesty Roma chicken and shrimp and roasted garlic sirloin. Big flavor under 550 calories. Starting at just $9.99. See you tomorrow. And late night for half price apps.
No. It's everywhere. Can I park here? No. Do you take checks? No. Can I return this? No. At Groove Auto, we're done with no. No is just no fun. We're more into yes. Our pre-discounted prices listed online? Yes. Will you guarantee it's the best price? Yes. Can I bring it back if I change my mind? Absolutely, yes. The question is simple. Are you ready for an easier car buying experience? Groove Auto, the power of yes.
Welcome back here to field number 4 at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. Jeff Williams for coaches8.com. We're getting set here for second quarter action. After one, Spain on top of Russia 2-1, and what's turned out to be a pretty competitive game, pretty evenly matched game. And another game, just an update to pass along to you. Field adjacent to us going on right now on field number 2, Uganda and Argentina, and they also we're heading into the second quarter as we speak, with Uganda on top, 2-1 over Argentina, looking to pick up their second win ever in international play. I had the good fortune the other day as Spain going to come away with the face-off here, as this is Nacho Faras. Nope. De La Casa, he kicks it back to Daryl Hunter. But had the good fortune the other day to be on the call for Uganda's first ever win international play, and it was a tremendous game as Uganda had to come back from 4 goals down late over Korea to win. Korea rebounded the following day right here on field number 4 with a 23-3 shellacking of Bermuda. But Uganda has been one of the outstanding stories of this tournament, and seeing them have some success is pretty incredible. Spain now working around the perimeter. Villadero to Debona to the near side. Now back in behind. Seeing a bit more slow and deliberate on the Spanish attack here. Villadero decides he might try to charge, but thinks better of it as there's no angle. This is Iguren. I think that was a shot attempt, but good defense from the Russians, and then kind of looks pretty awkward. Out of bounds it goes. And Russia will have it. Now they've got to try to clear, and they don't do it as Iguren was slow to get back, but was in perfect position to cause the turnover. So Zimlin will be charged with that turnover, the Russian goalie. And this is Laraz. Again, very slow, very deliberate. Spain here with a 2-1 lead. The Spanish squad is, as you can tell, considerably smaller than the Russians, so they've got to really be a little more patient and pick their spots before they go trying to charge in amongst those big trees. There's an attempt. It's a good pass inside, but thwarted by the Russian defense. And there's one that's going to be poked away. Is Friedman going to be able to poke it away from Laraz, and he's going to be able to carry it and clear it. His shot, kind of a soft one at the net, but nearly effective. And now the ball on the ground, going to be scooped up. That's number 16 for Spain, fighting for it, as is David Diamanum. Diamanum, I think. Diamanum, one of the older players in the tournament, 41 years of age, still out here playing hard for his country. Diamanon. I got it right that time. Diamanon. Zachary Cowan now with it. The Kent Denver product looks to put it in play here for Russia. Looking for an angle. His shot is no good. Yeah, looking at it, might have had a good look at it there. Had the privilege of doing some Kent Denver lacrosse back this last spring as they were making a run deep into the playoffs. A very well coached team as Friedman goes underhanded and finds a way to get it past Cusero. So Jordan Friedman will get credit for the unassisted goal. So to the face-off will go. This will be Martinez for Spain. And Severican for Russia. And Martinez pokes this one away, but it's going to be gathered up, perhaps. So we'll have a whistle here. There'll be a procedure call there, and against Spain, Russia will have it. No, perhaps not. Oh, they just a little ahead of themselves. Reset. And this is Severican being harassed by Daryl Hunter, and we've got another whistle and a violation for Russia, against Russia rather. And Daryl Hunter will go on the attack. Daryl loses it at midfield, and it's scooped up by number 13, who then promptly turns it back over. We've got a bit of a theme going on here between Severican and Daryl Hunter. Not a good theme, as nobody seems to be able to keep the ball in the basket here. .52 remaining here in the first half in a 2-2 ball game. Nacho Faras charges on for Spain, and he'll get it immediately from DeBona. He'll send it back in behind the net. And they'll rotate it all the way around the other side of the field. This is the Aguirre in the far corner, back behind now to Martinez. Back in and around they'll go. Nope, they'll stop and try to charge back on the far side. No luck there. That's number 7. I misspoke, called it Martinez a moment ago. It's De La Casa. Spain still looking for some kind of a crack or a crease in this Russian defense that they can exploit, but not having a whole lot of luck as this one gets away from DeBona and will be gathered up at midfield. The defensive midfielder, that's number 22, David Diamanon. I'm just going to call him David D, number 24, David D for Russia. The gray hair, 41 years old. Oh, there's a score. Spain, there's, I'm going to stop the clock here with 12:01 on it. And then you just sort this out. There was a penalty flag thrown just before the goal was scored. And bear with me, I was not able to see who scored the goal, so I'll be waiting for the spotters to give me the heads up on who scored that goal. So 13 with the slash for Russia. So he'll do a minute. That's Severican. And the goal was scored by Danny De La Casa. So Danny with a goal to go along with his assist on the Aguirre goal earlier. And Spain now with a 3-2 lead, back to a 1-goal margin. Spain will take the face-off as it was Daryl Hunter scooping it up. And Villadero will charge on as Spain makes their offensive adjustments. So Faras jogs in, and Spain with the man advantage with an opportunity here. With Russia shorthanded. 30 seconds remaining now on the Severican penalty. And even with an extra attacker out there, Spain having a hard time finding any weakness in that Russian defense. The penalty is about to expire from Severican. Zarubin will come on for Russia. Friedman looking to check back in for Russia as well as they're on the attack again. That's Redkin being harassed at midfield, but he's able to circle back around, and we'll have a whistle. And a timeout for Russia. Is that, we'll see, was that before Redkin lost possession of the ball? We'll have to wait and see. But while we've got a timeout, we'll tell you about some of our fantastic sponsors. Again, we couldn't do what we do without them. Live Basil Pizza, a whole new way to eat pizza, custom made right before your eyes in less than 4 minutes. 5 Denver locations. Stop by today. Can't go wrong with pizza. It's hard to mess up pizza. I don't know that I've ever had truly terrible pizza. It's always pretty good. La Sandia is a Mexican eatery and taqueria by acclaimed chef Richard Sandoval. Guests can enjoy an array of authentic specialties as well as year-round festivals that celebrate Sandoval's rich Mexican heritage. They're located at 8340 Northfield Boulevard, so right here near Dick's Sporting Goods Park. If you're listening along here in Denver, they're close. So pop in and see them. First chance you get. So big thanks to Live Basil and La Sandia. The timeout is over. I don't know if that's as loud in your ears as it is in mine, but I apologize. Oh, I got a funny connection in my cables here. Back to play. This will be number 1 for Russia, Dmitry Khamin. And Khamin will try to lose Jimenez there on the far wing. Can't do it. Jimenez stays with him. And he'll try once again, but once again, Jimenez step for step gets in behind now. As we've got half of the second quarter has expired now. Less than 10 to play in the first half. Russia back behind the net. This is Tilly. To Radkin back to the point. This is Arkhipov. Arkhipov looking for a window, but Daryl Hunter not giving him one. And Hunter, a very passionate player. We saw him again lose his cool the other day. Hopefully we don't see that again. Daryl probably regrets that as much as anybody. Russia working it around now, looking for a window. Radkin now back near midfield. Radkin will charge. Giving it back to Arkhipov. Arkhipov once again being knocked off by Daryl Hunter. And now ball is on the ground. Number 16 just ducked his head there and ran through the Russian player, which is Zachary Cowan. And the flag will fly, so we'll see most likely a pushing penalty here on number 16, and I believe they just said that's a 3-minute penalty. So it was an illegal body check, and number 16, again, we don't have a name for him. He'll do 3 minutes. So golden opportunity here for Russia as they're trailing by 1 goal here. And they'll have a man advantage for 3 minutes so long as they don't commit a penalty of their own. Again, Uganda and Argentina playing on the field behind us. Uganda kind of at the end of one was ahead 2-1. I can't help but notice there's a goal. Let's get the particulars on this real quick here. So that is Khamin with the goal. And Russia, with the man advantage, ties things back up. We'll go to the face-off now. And with a false jump there, false start there as Red can jump the gun a little bit. This is Martinez who takes a shot in a rather uncomfortable place off the stick of Redkin. You know, they make an apparatus that protects that area. I'm not sure if Martinez remembered to put his on. Judging by his reaction, maybe not. He's got a pair of whistles here. We'll sort it back out. Redkin just trying to be friendly and make sure that Martinez was wearing his protective cup. They called a cup check. So Riedkin's going to do a minute for slashing on the shot below the belt. So it's going to be number 6, Laraz, who was offside. So even though Riedkin goes to the penalty box on the below the belt shot, offsides is the call on Laraz, so it'll remain a man advantage for Russia here for 30 seconds, and then even for 30, and then I believe there'll be about a minute or so. Yep, that ought to actually just about take us to the end of the 3-minute penalty, so that's the way it'll shake out. Back to my thought, because we get set to play here and get situated. Uganda has developed quite a following here at Commerce City. Every time they play, there's more and more folks who lining up on the berms to cheer these youngsters on, and reasonably so. Some of these young men have overcome a great deal just to be here today. Unfortunate things that they were born into, that they've had to persevere and overcome. Truly incredible. Jackson's is a Denver tradition for all those who visit the Mile High City. Visitors from across the country return to Jackson's year after year to indulge in Colorado's most celebrated entertainment venue. And don't forget, when you're there, to get the wings. Stop by the location at 7939 East Arapahoe Road in Greenwood Village. Gyros is your destination for classic Greek gyros. With fast and friendly service, you'll find a little piece of Greece right here in Denver. Stop in today and check out the great menu located at 13698 East Iliff in Aurora. You find a little piece of Greece in Colorado. Maybe we should rewrite that one. Out, almost over. Spain, having taken that timeout, will head back on just under 7 to play when we resume. Tie ball game, 3-3. Red can again reset things in the penalty for the slash below the belt. And number 33 for Russia That's Francisco DeAndres. He's doing 30 seconds for being offside, and number 16 about halfway through that 3 minute for the illegal body check. Spain with it on the attack. Friedman for Russia, able to poke that away, going to be gathered up on the end line down there by number 1. That's Dimitri Kamin. Kamin charging hard, trying to get out there. He just boots it ahead. And this is 29 for Russia. Travis Karpak. Travis able to help clear it for Russia is number 11. Alec Tilley on the far side charges into the attacking zone. Now down in the far corner. Down in the far corner. Now back to the point. That one mishandled by Friedman, but he's able to shut it down before it gets back to midfield, and Villadero would have a shot at it. Redkin penalty is about to expire, and it'll be our Kipov who will charge on number 24 for Russia as soon as he does. And there is just about a minute or so left, less than a minute left on the 3-minute penalty on number 16. So Russia with a man advantage here once again. Friedman on the far side, he rips one at the net. That one is saved by Casero. And now Spain will try to clear and try to burn off the rest of this penalty, and they do, as Nacho Farjas charges on after the penalty is killed. So Russia able to take advantage with getting the game tying goal on the 3-minute penalty, but I'm sure they would have liked to have gone up a goal. As Friedman harassing number 34. That's Danny DeBono. It's kind of hard for these Russian defenders against these Spanish midfielders, Spanish attackers, because there is such a size difference. That one got up into the head of DeBono. And this is Arvimenko. Alexander, but Alexander, a pretty tall guy, and didn't mean to, but just sticking the hand straight out will hit a Spanish defender in the throat as Villadero. No, it wasn't Villadero. Was it Villadero that fired that underhanded? I didn't quite see. It's either Villadero or De La Casa. I'll wait for the official word here. It was, I believe, Villadero. Or no, was it? It was 7. It was De La Casa. So Danny with his second goal of the match to go along with an assist. So Danny's been in on 3 of the 4 goals Spain has managed thus far. Less than 4 to go. Again, the clock will continue to run throughout. It's the Avramenko's penalty expires. Back to my thought, the clock will continue to run throughout, with the only exception being the final 3 minutes of the 4th quarter of regulation. They will stop the clock at every whistle, but aside from that, it will just continue to run. Spain with it now, working the perimeter, now down in behind. And Villadero fires one, but it goes off the Russian defender. That probably will leave a mark. Charging toward the net from behind now. That's number 17. He gives it up. Villadero looking to make something happen. To the far side to Igurns. And the point now. Castro now behind. And they'll work it back around. This is Igurns on the far wing as he's trying to post up, one of the few Spanish defenders with enough lead in his backside to be able to bang with some of these bigger Russian defenders. The centering pass to Ugurns is off the mark. Friedman gathers it up, number 8 for Russia. And back the other way will go, and this is Friedman leading the charge for the Russians. Casero diving out, I think got a bit of a stick on that one and able to steer it wide. Minute 26 remaining here in the first half. Spain with it. Casero now. Even with the goal. So he'll try to clear it here, and Spain may be content here to just chew up this final minute 4 seconds here and go into halftime with a 1-goal lead. So they've not been able at this point, either team, for that matter, been able to score quickly. Spain's goals have all come on very long possessions where there's been a lot of passing. So they've had to really work for any angle that they've been able to get on Zimlin. Substitutions coming. Daryl Hunter will come out. Pazos, number 00, Mario Pazos will check in. Here's Ander. We've got a timeout by Spain, and somebody forgot to tell the players that time had been called as they played on. So 13 seconds remaining in the game as we get a quick timeout by the Spanish squad. They want to try to put something together here, potentially get something going that would give them a 2-goal lead heading into halftime. If you've cracked your iPhone, dropped your Droid, or set on your iPad, don't worry, the folks at CPR can fix it. They also sell quality used and refurbished cell phones, all available without any contract extensions or long-term commitments. CPR is your one-stop shop for all your cell phone and electronic needs, so stop by and see them today. 1531 Stout Street in Denver, Colorado. Give them a call, 720-508-8463. I know they also have an office up north, up in my neck of the woods in Loveland. And we were able to take advantage of their refurbished cell phone service. My wife wanted to pick up an extra phone for her elderly parents, and we didn't really want to make the smartphone investment on someone who wouldn't use it, so we were able to just find an old analog flip phone up there for a reasonable price, and those are hard. You believe it or not, go try to find an analog flip phone. It's harder than you think. Back at it now with 13 remaining. Spain with a 1-goal lead, 4-3 over Russia. We're, again, 13 seconds from halftime. Spain calling a timeout, wanting to put something together here late to see if they couldn't score to extend this 1-goal lead here going into halftime. Clock has started, and here comes Spain. Devona looking for help. Friedman with him all the way, though. Friedman with that. There's a shot fired to the net. And he'll leave it hit the side of the net, and that's going to do it for the first half. We'll head to intermission. Spain on top of Russia, 4-3. Back with second half action right here on CoachesAid.com. Don't go anywhere.
Applebee's new lunch combos include over 200 delicious combinations, and they start
Here it comes.
I'm sorry?
The price.
Oh, they started
Oh, hey, come on. I'm a big boy. All right, I can handle it. Don't sugarcoat it.
They started just $6.99. Yeah.
Oh, great. You should have said that earlier.
But
Choose a real lunch from over 200 tasty combinations of fresh salads, savory soups, delicious pastas, and made-to-order gourmet sandwiches. Applebee's new lunch combos starting at just $6.99. See you tomorrow.
No. It's everywhere. Can I park here? No. Do you take checks? No. Can I return this? No. At Groove Auto, we're done with no. No is just no fun. We're more into yes. Are pre-discounted prices listed online? Yes. Will you guarantee it's the best price? Yes. Can I bring it back if I change my mind? Absolutely yes. The question is simple. Are you ready for an easier car buying experience? Groove Auto, the power of yes.
Welcome back here to field number 4 at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. Jeff Williams for CoachesAid.com. Getting set for second half action here in the matchup between Russia and Spain. Spain took the 1-goal lead into halftime, and that's where we sit here as the second half gets underway. Friedman with it now for Russia, trying to clear it across midfield, and does a good job of spinning and running these Spanish defenders into one another. So some nice work there from Jordan Friedman. Again, Jordan. Colgate University. This is our keep-off. He has it poked away and gathered up, excuse me, gathered up by Martinez. And he'll carry it across midfield and give it up, and then Martinez will jog off. Ryan Villadero, the offensive-minded midfielder, will head on. He'll take the pass from Ian Rodriguez. Gives it up to De Bono, who's just checked in. Nacho Farjas also checking in for Spain. It's Farjas with it now. He'll kick it down into the near corner, and behind the goal they'll go. This is Rodriguez, number 17, charging hard, looking to make something happen. He's turned away. And De Bono, he's had a pretty, has a goal already today, so off to a pretty good start. Goals have been a bit scarce in this one. Both teams have been playing some pretty solid defense. It is Rodriguez behind the goal, charging hard. Looking for something, can't find nothing, brings it all the way out here to the wing and then gives it up to Nacho Farjas. Farjas' pass to De Bono. De Bono fires a shot, but it's turned away by Zimlin. And now it's gathered up by Artem Zarubin. Sorry, Travis Karpak, number 29. My mistake. Zarubin. We'll get to see him yet today. This is our keep-off playing catch there with Tilly. Our keep-off with it now. Stutter steps, and his pass is deflected, picked off, really. And that's De Bono. De Bono having some trouble gathering. It finally does here on the near sideline in front of his bench. And now we've got do we have a whistle? We did have a whistle. It'll be Russia ball, and our keep-off will set it into play here as he gives it up to Dimitri Khamin. And the shot there from Khamin is blocked away by Cusero. May have gotten a little help from the pipe. Pass to Rodriguez is mishandled, and he'll regather. Check. Yes, that is Rodriguez, my mistake. I was right. I nearly corrected myself unnecessarily. Behind the net there, that's Rodriguez. Ian charging forward. He's bumped off. Is a Rubin. We've got a whistle here, and Russian coaches throwing their arms in the air. Play resumes. It is Russia with possession. To the far side. Now back, this is Zimlin, the goalie, with it. As he charges toward midfield. And he'll successfully get it across, and all the way across. As Zimlin had to run all the way down to make that happen. Now he's got to make his way back, which was a bit of a long journey. This is Dimitri Hameen being harassed all the way, and he's going to get a penalty. As that one will have a stoppage of play here, and we'll sort out the laundry. We've got a slashing penalty, I believe, is going to be on number 23, Diego Jimenez. So Jimenez, do a minute for slashing. And once again, Russia with the man advantage here. We'll see if they can capitalize. This is Cowan behind the goal. Tilly. Amin with it at the point. Amin gives it to Arkhipov. Now they'll play catch. To the near side. This is Friedman with it. Friedman pretty handy with that. A long ball as he gets it back in behind to Zachary Cowan. Cowan gives it to Tilly. Tilly's shot fired is wide to the near side. And out of play. Cowan, Tilly, Arkhipov. Friedman with it now. The near wing. Far wing, that's Zimlin. I'm sorry, Tilly. Cowan's shot is handled rather easily by Cusero. Fortunately for Cowan, though, a Russian defender was, or attacker was in the way. And there's a shot from the point from number 11, Alec Tilly. Tilly ties it up with 13 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Believe that one came from, the assist came from behind the net from Alexander Zarubin. Zarubin with an assist go along with the goal. He got things going for the Russians with their first goal of the game back in the first. And we will have call here. Well, he was going to be against Spain, so Friedman and the Russians will get going here as Arkhipov sets to check in as soon as Severikin jogs off. Arkhipov setting the screen there for Zarubin. I'm sorry, for Friedman, rather. Friedman is, for this Russian squad, one of the more nimble guys with that long pole that I've seen. A lot of guys that aren't as quick with that longer stick as Zarubin is. We've got nobody in the net, but Russia couldn't come up with the ball, the loose one. If they'd been able to do that, they would have had a pretty easy go of it. As Friedman now charges in, and his shot misses wide to the near side as he short arms that one a little bit. I was just praising him for his stick work. The broadcaster jinx, apparently. Daryl Hunter harassing Arkhipov. This is typically where you'll see Hunter get a penalty, gets a little overzealous. He is a tenacious defender. There's no denying that as he's able to poke that one away finally. Arkhipov comes back up with it and kicks it out to Friedman. The Russians call a timeout, and we'll stop the clock. 10 minutes, 46 seconds remaining here in the third quarter while we've got another moment here. Check out the Soybu Difference active fashion designed for your life. The line is designed for all shapes and sizes because life is a workout. So check out Soybu online at www.soybu.com. That's www.soybu.com. And WOW Events Denver assists nonprofits in bringing the wow factor to every event. They can help you reach your fundraising goals and make it a spectacular event, leaving a lasting impression on donors attending your event. Check them out, more about them on the World Wide Web, woweventsdenver.com. We've also got another sponsor that just got on board with this, Lacrosse Territory. They were kind enough to drop off a little swag for me. A rather nice hat that I'm sporting here on the sidelines of field number 4. So Lacrosse Territory. I've seen a lot of what they've had to. There are many vendors here at this event. A lot of lacrosse equipment has made its way here, as you can imagine. Redkin giving up to Hameen. Hameen looking for some help. He's going to try to get it to Tilly, but Tilly's being harassed on the far sideline with the Spanish defender number 16, who again we do not have a name for. Hameen mishandled there, but scooped up by Tilly on the far side. His shot goes wide to the near side. And Russia will run it down inbounds, but it's going to be poked away by the Spanish defense. That's double zeros. That's Mario Pazos. So good hustle there from Mario. Cowan harassing Casero back in behind his own goal. Spain with it now. 4-4 is the score. We're all knotted up here. 9 minutes, 43 seconds to play in the third period. Coming up here on field number 4 after this game, we'll have Latvia and Wales. They'll be getting after it. Latvia getting to play in this game after the win yesterday. I'm trying to recall who Latvia played. Game I produced, I didn't call. And I'm drawing a blank. Anyway, Latvia won yesterday afternoon, and that's why they get to play Wales today. So Russia trying to keep things even here. Try to get it turned over and get back down the other end. Shot there from number 17 for Spain. That's Ian Rodriguez. His shot goes wide to the near side and out of play. Philip Leh, number 20. There's a name I haven't called today for Russia. Philip usually a lot more involved in what goes on for Russia, but not so much today. Russia trying to cause a turnover here. Biodero looking for a window, can't find a. That's Debona. Fires it. Debona's shot wide to the far side. Zimlin really hasn't had to make too many saves. His shots really haven't been on him. Here's Debona. We've got a flag. Oh, that official threw everything he had in his pocket. He threw 2 flags. It's a good thing there weren't 3 fouls because I don't believe he's got another flag in his pocket. Bear with us. We'll get this sorted out. Some Russian players coming off the field shaking their heads. So see what that means. That's number 31, Artem Zarubin. There's Artem and Alexander Zarubin. 31 is Artem, and I believe it's going to be a slash, if I'm not mistaken. A minute for slashing. Villadero also will do a minute, so 4 on 4 here. And we've got a goal here. Let's get the call here. There is no goal. And it will be Russia ball. So the penalties have expired. They would simultaneously in Russia. Mishandles that one.
You had both the correct time, so just to make sure nobody feels disadvantaged.
Spain with it. A lot of turnovers in this game. Far more than I think both coaching staffs would like to see. DeBona being harassed by Friedman. Friedman with him. Gets a good screen there from his teammate. A little worse for the wearer as Friedman able to poke that one away from the backside. But Spain able to gather. I believe that was DeBono. Number 34 unassisted. He's got a little smack to talk on the way back. Unnecessarily. Good effort. You don't need to talk about it, especially when you work that hard to get a goal. So DeBona with his second goal. Unassisted, as that was a very hard fought goal there, but DeBona had to really scratch for every inch he gained there, and this one kicked ahead by Spain. Still nobody controlled it. Now Rietkin controls it momentarily, but he gets slashed, and he drops his stick. That one on the hand. There is a flag. So we'll sort that out with 4 minutes and 10 seconds to remain here as the Spanish player Martinez, who may have been the guilty party, at least made an attempt to offer some my bad and another penalty now. So we'll have to sort these out. But it was the first half was a pretty cleanly played game, and now here to start the second half here in the third quarter, we've seen a lot more penalty minutes and a lot more griping and complaining from both sides. Both coaching staffs also had more than a few complaints. So De La Casa. Okay, so De La Casa will do a minute for the slash, and Rietkin will do 30 seconds for holding the ball. Even though he was the victim there, they're going to say he fell on the ball and held it. So I don't believe that was his intention. He was in obvious agony. But nonetheless, Russia will do 30 seconds, and De La Casa will do a full minute for the slash. 5-4, just under 4 to play. Russia with possession. They'll go about the business of trying to clear it out of their own end. The 30-second penalty on Ryedkin that was served by Severikin has expired, and Severikin will re-enter the game now. Russia with the man up. And even though they've got a man up, they're having a whole lot of difficulty behind that goal. As there's one as Zimlin came out to play to help out, and the ball was poked away by the Spanish defender. And we will, it was number 17 with the goal for Spain. Unassisted, that's Ian Rodriguez. So, good effort there. And now, Russia up against a 2-goal deficit. Unassisted goal. We've seen most of these goals today unassisted. Arkhipov trying to poke away at it. It's gathered up by Daryl Hunter, and Daryl will charge across. And this is number 17, Rodriguez, who will give it up to Ryan Viadero. Halftime in the game adjacent to us on field number 2, Uganda was on top of Argentina 6-4. That game running almost identical to this one that you're watching here in terms of time. As we head to get near the end of the third quarter here, I'll pop over and have another update for you as we come back to start the fourth. Russia with it now, Friedman. Friedman has been a pretty integral part of what Russia's done today offensively. As tries to get things going after Russia makes a few personnel changes here. Friedman looking for any angle possible, but Daryl Hunter, stride for stride, right there with him. Friedman gets about a half a step on Hunter, but Hunter able to still make up that time as they move laterally down the field. And this is Cowan. Cowan's going to have a shot here. Goes behind the net. Probably should have just taken that out front because he had a window. But Zachary Cowan trying to get a little fancy and go behind the back, and no luck. Chuck, as he comes away empty-handed. Had a great opportunity. But tried to be a little too fancy. Spain now on the attack, charging hard. This is DeBona at the point. He flips it at the net, and it was corralled by, I believe, number 7, De La Casa. We'll wait to get official word as there was a pile of bodies in front of the net, and I couldn't quite see who was who. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Bear with us. I'll wait till we get the official word here from the scorer. The goal was by 7, so credit De La Casa for his second goal of the match. Check that. That's a hat trick for De La Casa. We'll step aside. Back with fourth quarter action here with Russia and Spain right after this on CoachesAid.com. Welcome back here to field number 4 at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. Jeff Williams bringing you continued coverage of the 2014 FIL World Lacrosse Championships. Getting set for fourth quarter action here. With Russia trailing Spain 7-4. And Spain, who had been, both teams have been struggling to score all game. But in the last few minutes of that third quarter, Spain figuring something out, it would seem, with this Russian defense, as they were able to get 3 quick goals. And here we go with a face-off win by Martinez. Kind of whiffed on the pass there, and it's gathered up by Russia, but it's poked away by number 5 for Spain. That's David Sanchez. And just something to pass along to you, something of note, Uganda and Argentina are doing battle on the field adjacent to us. Uganda all over Argentina, 8-3. And Castro, David Onan, for Uganda had 6 goals in that matchup, 6 of the 8 by number 13, Onan, who is one of the great stories of this tournament. I used to host a radio show up in northern Colorado, and one of the gals who used to call in and do a weekly segment, Kim Constantinesco, she recently did a big write-up on Onan and all that he's been through and all that he's had to persevere and overcome to be here. So just being here was a major accomplishment, and then for him to have this kind of game on this kind of stage is truly remarkable. Daryl Hunter gets it into play for Spain, and Villadero now will set this offense into motion. Gurds behind the Russian net for Spain. Back to the top it goes, and the shot fired there by Sanchez goes wide and out of play. And 7-4. Spain with a 3-goal lead. Looking to add to it as Gurns' jump shot is knocked down by the Russian defense. That's number 40, Yefimov. Yefimov, a tall guy, and with that long pole in his hand, has quite a reach. Villadero charging hard now. He's being met by the Russian defense and has to give it up. Friedman tried to poke that one away, but DeBona ends up with it, fires a shot at Zimlin, and it goes wide to the near side. At the point with it, number 12, Nacho Faras for Spain. As now Spain can afford to be a little bit, take a little time here. Behind the net now, out front, this is Farhas. Nacho can't find a window. His pass is knocked down the Russian defender. Fortunately for Spain, it's gathered up there on the far side and played back on. That's Villadero who gathered it up. He gets it to Rodriguez. Rodriguez's pass is misplayed on the other side, and good hustle there from Nacho to keep that one in play. That one had enough steam on it, would have got out of bounds, would have been a turnover. And there's a good save from Zimlin as the shot from DeBona was low and hot, but Zimlin able to get that big net in front of it. And Russia will gather it up and try to clear. And it'll be Ryadkin who does get it cleared for Russia. He'll play it ahead to Friedman. Now Friedman looking for some help, gives it back. Arkhipov checking in for Russia, and he's being shadowed everywhere he goes by Jose Miguel De Haro, number 20. Redkin. That one steered clear by the Russian or the Spanish defender to the near side. And Spain will gather and try to clear. And they will clear. Sanchez pass to Ugurin. Ugurin's shot far, sails wide to the near side, and we've got a flag. I believe we're going to have an offside call. We will have an offside call. So someone will be doing 30 seconds in the naughty chair. We'll find out who it is here momentarily. It will be, yep. I'm waiting for somebody to sit down. Then we'll know who it is. Nobody's having a seat, so. Okay, so maybe not man advantage then. What do I know? There's no indication as to whether that offside penalty was waved off or not. It was canceled, so they did waive off the offside penalty. There you go. I'm not losing my mind. So there is a relay. Khamin was doing some time. He sat down, but now that was released. I don't believe I'm the only one who's confused here, so I take some solace in that. Debona at the point for Spain. He'll give it up to Villadero. And they'll play catch now. Looking for an angle. This is Debona. Fires one at the net. Someone may have gotten in front of that one. Spain will maintain possession. Back to the top will go. Villadero gives it to Debona. Debona fires one, but I believe that may have gotten the stick of one of the Russian defenders and slowed it down, and it steers it wide to the far side. Less than 12 and a half now to play here in the fourth quarter as Spain turns it over as the pass for Debona was way too high. Zillman with it. Now it's Yefimov, number 40, and now Friedman. I think all that was done to get it in the hands of Friedman. Friedman there, most capable in terms of players able to get it and run with it and not turn it over. Russia's had some issues with that in the neutral zone in transition today. Out there at midfield, they've had their issues. But just a 3-goal deficit here with less than 11 and a half to play. So not an insurmountable task ahead of them. This is Arkhipov. Arkhipov looking and dancing, but he's got number 30, Daryl Hunter, right with him, as seems to be the case for Arkhipov. And now I think we're going to get a hold for Hunter, because Hunter looked like he may have had him hooked a little bit there. Spain not happy. It is going to be a hold. Yeah, it did look like Hunter may have had him hooked a little bit with that offhand. And this is where we saw Daryl Hunter the other day on a call that he didn't like. We saw him completely lose his mind. Let's hope that he can control the emotions as he continues to jaw with the official. And there's no penalty. Hunter thought he was going to serve a penalty. Does not. He'll go back on. Here's our keep-off who's tripped. I don't know if you say he was tripped, but he did trip. Our keep-off being harassed. Good job there, though, as that's going to be on number 16 with a pretty wicked slash there as our keep-off was on the ground. And number 16 again, we don't have a name for number 16, but he did 3 minutes earlier. And it'll be a minute on this slash. So Russia with the man up here. Our keep-off fires from the point. That hits the Spanish defender. That's number 15, Charlie Gonzalez. That hit him in the small of the back, and you could see him wince. That had to hurt as our keep-off was able to really get something on that shot. Friedman now, the far wing. Tosses it in behind, and it's gathered up. Misplayed, though, by Cowan. Cowan loses it in behind the net. That one goes out of bounds off the Spain, but they're going to say possession will remain with Spain. Again, I've got a sea of Russian bench players in front of me, and that happened between me and the play, so I couldn't quite see exactly what happened there. Nonetheless, Jimenez will take it across for Spain. Jimenez backtracking now as Friedman harassing him all the way. To the far side they go. That's Castro. And Nacho Farjas with it now at the point. So Farjas has got it at the point. He's got Villadero and Castro on either side. Gonna play a little catch here now as there's 8 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. And Spain with possession and a 3-goal lead. They can afford to be a little slower, a little methodical here. Again, Castro and Farjas just playing a little catch. Russia needing to maybe take a chance here and go after the ball and try to poke it away and cause a turnover. As they've not had a whole lot of luck on the offensive end, they may need more than a few opportunities, more than a few chances to overcome this 3-goal deficit. We'll have a quick timeout. 7:46 to play. Spain on top 7-4. We'll take this opportunity to tell you about some more of our sponsors. Viasat produces innovative satellite and other digital communication products that enable fast, secure, and efficient communications to any location. They bring today's new communication applications to people out of reach of terrestrial networks in both commercial and the government sectors, with a variety of networking products and services available. So big thanks to Viasat. And Groove Toyota, Subaru, Mazda, Ford are located in Inglewood and Centennial. And don't forget, always, they're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at grooveauto.com. Experience the power of yes at Groove Auto. Russia. Again, I really thought that coming into this game, Russia really had the advantage. They're a pretty quick team. So is Spain, but size advantage is overwhelmingly in the favor of Russia, and I really thought that would be the difference in this game, but we haven't seen Russia being terribly physical. What we've seen is quite the opposite. We've seen the smaller Spanish squad being more physical. And as we break this timeout, again, Spain called the timeout. They'll have the ball when we come out of it with 7:46 to play. It's been a rather cool morning, a lot of clouds. We've had our share of weather issues here at the World Championships. So far, so good today. There is a good chance of moisture throughout the day, though, so hopefully Friedman able to poke it away and scoop it up, and he's on the run. He's got Nacho Farjas on his hip. Friedman putting on the brakes now, spinning, loses Farjas and fires one at the net, but Casero able to handle it. And the ball on the ground, scooped up by Friedman and scooped ahead to Redkin. Redkin will charge hard, fire one at the net. It looked like it may have hit the net, But maybe it did. He just got a post. Again, I don't have the best vantage point. But Daryl Hunter scooping it up for Spain and going on the offensive. We typically see Daryl back in the defensive zone, but here he is on the attack. And we got a penalty in the air and another penalty in the air. Officials emptying their pockets. And this is going to be on number 33 for Russia. This is going to be on Alexei Sukhanov. Clock is stopped while the officials sort this out, and it's stopped with 6:45 on it. So let's get the official word here. We know it's number 33 for Russia. And again, that's Sukhanov, my mistake. Alexei, we'll just call him Alexei. I think this is going to be a trip, perhaps? With a slash, no? So Alexei's going to do a minute for slashing, and then he'll do a minute for tripping. So I did see a tripping motion in there. I thought I saw that. So 2 minutes, and that's not what you want to see here. Is clock time winding down in Russia. You're going to be a man down for the next 2 minutes. And there's only less than 6.5 to play, and you've got 3 goals to make up. Not what Russia wanted. We'll see how they respond, though. This uphill climb for them just got a little steeper. Cooler air now starting to move into Dick's Sporting Goods Park. Villadero rips one, but that one's saved as Zimlin blocked it, then lost it for a moment, and he's going to be harassed behind the cage there as he's trying to clear. That's David Sanchez, number 5, now turned over before Russia could clear it. And a big hit there from number 29. And we've got a man down and some laundry with it, as that was number 31, Artem Zarubin, who just, nope, checked that it was not 20 or 31, it was 29 rather. Travis Karpak, who maybe a little bit of frustration came out there as he dropped the shoulder and dropped the Spanish defender with authority. So there's 35 seconds remaining on the Sukhanov penalty. And we'll get the word here on how long the Karpak penalty will be. Zimlin, the goaltender, he'll come over and have a seat. So a full house in the sin bin for the Russians. Let's get this all sorted out in terms of who did what to who and for how long. So Karpak and Zimlin will do 1 minute each. For unsportsmanlike, I believe, on Zimlin. And I'm going to assume that for Karpak, it's going to be for the body check. No one's going to tell me otherwise, so that's what we're going to run with. So Russia not doing themselves any favors here late in this game. Yigurin scores as he beats number 0. That's Alexei Chernyshov. Chernyshov in because Zimlin in the penalty. And we've got another flag thrown in the air here right in front of us. We'll see what that is all about. So now the other penalties, the penalty on Zimlin and Karpak have expired. And Karpak will have to, Zimlin will have to wait for a moment here. So there is 4 minutes to remaining in this one. And again, when we get to 3 minutes, you'll start seeing the clock stop at every whistle. Outside of the final 3 minutes of the game, clock runs continuously. Russia on the attack now, back to even strength after a number of penalties are finally expired. Again, we're approaching that 3 minute mark when the clock will stop. And Russia gets one back, and I believe that's 24. That's Arkhipov. Arkhipov gets on the board here for Russia. And now we are at the 3 minute mark, so we will have the clock stop. We'll have the clock stop at every whistle, and now Chernyshov will come out for Russia, and Zimlin back in goal. And this one's still loose. It's going to be Hunter, Daryl Hunter, scooping up and retreating, trying to eat some clock up here. As there's that one misplayed a little bit by both teams. Villadero, though, comes away with it, as there was a good opportunity there for Russia to come away with a turnover on the long cross-field pass from Hunter. Villadero leaves it on the ground for number 18, Pablo Castro. Larraz with it now, as Spain will just eat up as much clock as they can. They want to keep this clock running. 2 minutes and 12 seconds to play here in this one. 5-3. Friedman pressuring the ball pretty hard there, and there's a shot that gets past Zimlin. That from number 18, Pablo Castro. So Castro, that may be the nail. Castro gets one to push this back to a 4-goal game. Martinez and Redkin will go to the face-off. Flag. There's an illegal procedure. They're going to say delay a game on Redkin. And I think the Russians are starting to feel like somebody's out to get him here. Not saying that's the case, but they may be feeling that way as Redkin will come to, I believe, at 30 seconds. It will be 30 seconds for a delay a game. Minute 44 to play. Spain has it. De Bono now here on the near wing. He'll give it back to Villadero, and across to the far wing they'll go. Farhas, Nacho loses it, but he regathers it as he's being harassed by Friedman. And the delay of game penalty on Redkin has expired. Tilly back in. Redkin, unhappy camper, to say the very least. Not much in the way of urgency from this Russian defensive squad trying to get this ball back. And we've got another penalty. De Bono fires one, but it's poked away, knocked down. We'll have a whistle here. It's 59 seconds remaining in this one. Russia wants a timeout. And this will be a slash, I believe. It will be a slash on Zukhanov, number 33. He'll do a minute. He'll be there the rest of the game as we're inside of 50. Well, right at about 50 seconds now as play has restarted. Spain with it, looking to just chew as much of this final 45 off as they can. Ergens with it. Gurins, rather. Now just some catch being played by the Spanish defenders as they just want to keep the clock moving. Again, coming up on this field, following this matchup, we'll have Latvia and Wales. The Latvians able to stay alive. They're a lot of fun to watch. I've yet to have the opportunity to call a game played by the Welsh squad, but look forward to doing so. A whistle now with 9 seconds left.
Clock has stopped. 9 seconds. 9 seconds, clock has stopped. Clock start.
Final seconds are going to tick off, and that's going to just about do it here at field number 4. Russia falls to Spain 9-5, and that will do it. So for our camera person Taylor Vaught, our producer Marcy Cox, I'm Jeff Williams for CoachesAid.com. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Plenty more lacrosse action right here on CoachesAid.com, so stick around.